Hello everyone, this is Nathan and welcome back to Crash Landing. So between episodes I have been doing a little bit of just general work here around the base. I went and collected up a whole bunch more dust and sieved a whole bunch of dust. I set up a bunch more barrels around here for storage because I was getting way too much material. And I smelted a lot of the dust, and actually right now out in the smeltery I think we've got a whole bunch of tin, so I probably should go out there and grab that too. But also I went ahead, let me grab this out of my golden bag, I made an excavator. So this thing will dig a 3x3 space in the dust. And that's really nice for digging up a lot of dust really fast. And yeah, I've been trying to get it to level up, and I've put a little redstone on it so that it digs a little faster. So I would also kind of like to be able to make a hammer for getting some of that material from the city that we went to last episode. So let's see, oh yeah, 44 blocks of tin. That's an awful lot of tin. But so also I was kind of paying attention to this cactus farm, and this thing is not producing hardly any cactus. It's a great idea to use the cactus to make water, but overall I kind of feel like just the sheer size of a farm that we would need to supply us with water would just be ridiculous. So I think rather than going with the cactus, I think we're going to try to push for getting an MFR harvester. And, you know, looking at the recipe for the harvester, you know, we need the machine frame, a couple of shears, and an Invar axe. You know, none of this is very difficult, but this machine frame requires a PRC LX100 logic expansion card, which needs a printed circuit board, plastic sheets, redstone. This takes capacitors and transistors and an unassembled PCB. This needs to be etched. We can run it with an assembly controller instead of running it through the acid, but this requires green plastic and compressed iron in the pressure chamber at 1.5 bars. So yeah, we are gonna have to get a whole bunch more stuff done in pneumatic craft today. So first off, 2 episodes ago we finished the quest for the losing air, and we never claimed the reward for that. So we get an item, or 4 item ducks, a pneumatic servo, and a reward bag for this. So we'll go ahead and grab that, and let's see what we've got in that reward bag then. So this is a good reward bag, and we get a donut, a chocolate donut, a powdered donut, a jelly donut, a frosted donut, and a cinnamon sugar donut. Okay, that's kind of interesting. So, what have we got next? So, next up we have Blueprint for Success, which is a repeatable quest, and Exposure. So, Exposure, now we have gotten this far, we can get started on laying the foundation for pretty much all technology progression, the PCB, or printed circuit board. To start, you simply need to toss a compressed iron and a piece of green plastic in the pressure chamber. Simple enough. Okay, so we need to make an empty PCB. Alright, so we just saw that recipe a bit ago, so we need to grab 1 compressed iron and 1 green plastic. And we'll just drop these donuts off right here for now. I never knew there were that many donuts available. But so, come out here to our pressure chamber, Let's see here, we've got nothing in it right now, so the first thing we want to do is come over here to our output. Okay, I have a portable tank as a filter there, so this won't come out until it's ready. So, okay, oh, I guess I have to flip that on. I'm actually going to go grab a little bit of charcoal as fuel here. So we'll grab 2 pieces of charcoal, we'll put 1 in each one of our compressors. And that'll start pumping up a little bit more pressure. Now we have 2.5 right now, we shouldn't lose that much going through 2 items. So we'll go ahead and let this pull in the items, and we'll see after the recipe is in there, this will briefly flash yellow, and then it will turn back to green. At that point, we can go ahead and take our filter out and allow the item to pull out of the pressure chamber. Or at least it should. Well, let's just go ahead and see. If we take our filter here and just go ahead and turn that off, what is going to come out of this? Okay, our empty PCB. That is exactly what we wanted to see. There we go. So now we will manually detect that. So now step 2. Next up, toss the empty PCB into a UV light box. Then you simply have to wait. While you can pull the PCB out before it fully processes, there is a chance it will fail the last step, the etching. If you don't like the long wait, you may wish to install a few speed upgrades in the light box. Okay, so this time we need to get the empty PCB after it has gone through the light box. Well, let's run inside here real quick. Go ahead and close this up. And yeah, I know I said we were going to make an iron door, and I still have not done that. So we'll go ahead and sleep the night off here. Alright, so to make the light box, we have this blueprint for success, and this will give us a PCB blueprint. Well, if we take a look at the light box, is there a space in there? Okay, there we go. Light box. This requires that PCB blueprint. So, I think we want to go ahead and do this Oh, there is a mini Enderman in here. Huh. I did not even know those were a thing in here. Where is he? Oh my gosh. He is just tiny. Well, looks like he's kind of running away. Oh, he is all over the place. Come on, buddy. Drop some ender plant seeds. And now we are starving. So let's see here. We need to go ahead and grab a little bit of food. Let's see here. Go ahead and grab a couple of those. So now let's take a look at that quest here. So the next big step will be making PCBs. To do that, you'll need a blueprint. Give me a few ingredients and I'll set that up for you. And that stinking Enderman is coming back again. What an annoying little guy. So, what did they want there? The green plastic, which we have, an emerald, that's easy, an etching acid bucket, and a compressed iron. Okay, so let's take a look at that etching acid bucket. Oops. Oh. Okay, so the etching acid is 2 spider eyes, a bucket of water, 2 green plastic, 2 rotten flesh, and 2 gunpowder. Now, I think I may have... Okay, good. I still have a little bit of rotten flesh. I guess we need some spider eyes out of there, too. We will need 3 of these green plastic, because we'll need one for the quest as well. Grab that compressed iron. What else did we need? Gunpowder and a water bucket. Okay, I think the water bucket is in my golden bag, and then we need 2 gunpowder. So let's just check and make sure here. I think that water bucket is in my golden bag. Yes, it is. Alright. So we'll go ahead and come out here, and we will put this in the pressure chamber. So we'll go ahead and set this up for, we want our filter to contain acid. And we'll go ahead and turn that off for a second. And we need those, 2 of these, that, and that. So let's go ahead and flip that on. We're at about 3.5 bar. What did we need for this particular one? Just 1. So I think we should be okay. And then we still needed that emerald. So we'll go ahead and go grab one of those. Wrong chest. Oh, and I still have all of those tin blocks. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of tin. That is just a lot of tin. Another reason that I'd kind of like to get to using some of that stuff, you know, get some MFR machines going, because we do have just an absolute ton of materials. So it looks like this is done. Looks like it just output. Alright, so let's take a look here. So we manual submit this, and we'll go ahead and claim our reward. So, let's see here. Yep, that took everything, but it did give us our bucket back. So we will have to go ahead and make that recipe again, unfortunately, because we will need that etching acid for the next step in this process of making these circuits. So I think we still needed the gunpowder, and then we need to fill that bucket with water. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and toss this all back in there again, and it'll do its job on its own. So now we need the light box. So that took, I am out of tubes, so we will need to, I'll just grab a whole bunch of that, and then we need some glass. So we need to make a tube. Okay, what else was there in that? The redstone lamps. So we need to grab some redstone, and I think glowstone is in here. No, actually the glowstone is in here and it's all chiseled up, so we'll just go ahead and grab a little bit of regular glowstone here and make some fresh blocks. And let's see here, that's, I think this is how you make a lamp, yep. Well, that's good, I haven't forgotten our basic vanilla recipes at least. So I should have everything that I need now for this, and we get our UV light box. So now this UV light box requires air pressure, which we probably should grab some fuel again, because I just get the feeling we're going to need some. So I think what we'll do is we'll see if we can set this light box right here on top of this. Yep, there we go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and throw one of those on each of that, and then we need to take our empty PCB and just put it in here. So this will take a little while. There it's at 1%. So we're going to let this finish up, and I will bring you back when it's done. Okay guys, we now have that empty PCB. So we'll go on to the next step, but first here, I forgot to mention this. So I went ahead and made a crafting, or an enchanting table, and a bunch of bookshelves with what we got from the city. And yeah, so I went ahead and enchanted my helmet and boot or leggings, and I got a pretty crummy enchant on both of them. But hey, Unbreaking 3 is, not bad. That at least makes it to where they're going to last longer. Doesn't really gain us anything, but hey, it's better than nothing. So now if we look at this quest book here, we now have this, so we can manually detect that, and this will give us a capacitor, or 3 capacitors, 3 transistors, and 8 more compressed iron. So that's great. So now we have etching. So now you have an empty PCB. What do you do with it? Simple. You drop it in a hole and pour etching acid over it. It takes 5 minutes to process, though, so you are going to want to pick it up a few times, both to check on the process and to make sure it doesn't despawn. The first one we needed to make the etching acid, which we already did. So, as an aside, at this point you might want to take some time to either manually farm or set up automation to get squid and lightning seeds. The final step requires a few of both. Well, I still have yet to figure out how to automate making those seeds, but yeah, it would be great to have that automated. So we need to get this with some etching acid. Now, to make it easier to pick up here, I am going to grab... Oh, we only have one. Well, here, we can use some of these dark glass covers. So we are going to make a little box for this etching acid out of the glass covers. And by the way, I killed all of the chickens because they were really annoying. And we have a ton of eggs, so when the time comes, I can respawn them anyway. So, we'll just go ahead and make a little spot here for the etching acid. And now the really nice part about this little spot here is that we toss this thing in there, and if we walk around it here, we can pick it up. So etching progress 0%. So we'll have to let that sit in there for a little bit, and I will be back as soon as the etching process is finished. Okay, so it looks like the etching process is completed here. So we have our unassembled PCB, and for now I'm just going to leave this here. We'll try to get a tech dome set up here sometime soon, but for now we don't have that, so we're just going to leave that here. So let's take a look at the quest book, see what it says about this. So the last step. You will need transistors and capacitors for this step. 3 of each. Recipes are in NEI. Then it is a simple matter of combining those with the unassembled PCB, and then you are done. Don't worry, there is a better way to do this that will be covered later. Okay, so this is pretty simple. We've got a crafting table over here, I guess. So we just go like this, and then we need these, and these is this. Yep, okay. So there we go, our printed circuit board. So that's going to give us a printed circuit board and some plastic sheets. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. So now we have tools of the trade, which it wants us to make a charging station. And for now, I think we're just going to stop on these for a bit, and the upgraded one. And we're not quite ready to redo the blueprint for success yet, and the assembling circuit boards, we need a lot of stuff for that. So we won't be worried about that stuff for a while. Now this still has not opened the technological revolution stuff, and I'm a little bit concerned about that. But so now we have our 2 printed circuit boards, and we can go ahead and turn those into the PRC, or whatever it is, the expansion cards. So we needed that, and we need some plastic, and I think we're just going to use the rain plastic sheets for this. So that'll make us some MFR plastic sheets. Now if we come over here, and it was the printed circuit boards in the middle, we needed the plastic sheets around the outside and redstone here. No, got those backwards. There we go. So that'll make 2 of those, and unfortunately those do not stack. But now we can start making our item frames. So that is great. So let's take a look at the, or not item frames, machine frames. So let's take a look at the machine frame from thermal expansion. So we need 2 electrum, 4 invar, and 2 glass for each one. So let's take a look at what we have here. So we do have 2 electrum, 4 invar, and 2 glass. Not glass panes, glass. So we should be able to do this. No, that's right. This is a non-stackable item, so yeah, that doesn't work. So we go like this, we get our machine frame. Right on. So now we can go ahead and make our harvester. So for this we needed an invar axe. And we need some plastic sheets again, so we'll go ahead and do this. Then we need an invar axe. Boy, that spider is going to drive me insane. Oh, we're just going to stay over here. We need some resources here. So we need our 2 shears, an invar axe, and let's see here. Stupid quest book. Then we need a... No, that's a conductance coil. We need a reception coil, don't we? Yes, and the reception coil is gold and... Okay. So we need some redstone, some gold, and it's gold on each end, or redstone on each end, gold in the middle. Okay, so then it's this, that, and that, there, and those, and then was it gold ingots on the bottom. Okay, so that's pretty simple. And that'll give us our harvester. So now, for the moment, I think we're just going to come over here and grab our wrench. I think it's in the bag, yep. So we're going to grab our bit wrench and just grab this energy cell here. We're going to use this to power this thing, and we will want to grab a chest. Okay. And we're going to use the jungle trees, and there's a reason for this, why I want to do these jungle trees. The main reason being that we can get vines from them, and we can compost our vines to get, well, whatever, that's not where I wanted that. We can compost the vines to get dirt, and we can turn the leaves into water. So we've got our chest for our output. We'll go ahead and put this here. The back is set for input right now, so that should give us an output. We have some energy in there now. So we'll go ahead and throw down a tree. I don't know, I think we'll put it right there. And we'll grab some bone meal. That spider is still bothering me. So here at the beginning, we are going to set this to not shear the leaves because we really need saplings. So we only got 1 sapling out of that, which is unfortunate. But we are going to have to set up a huge amount of power production for this. And I think we're going to probably try to do that underground. And actually, I think we are going to go ahead and set this to shear the leaves because we can use a crook on these leaves and ensure a higher drop rate of these saplings. So I will go ahead and get a little bit of this stuff set up, most notably the power production, and yeah, we will go from there. So we are currently under the center of the tree dome, and I set up this array of furnaces here to turn the logs into charcoal. Then underneath I have some item ducts sucking the charcoal out, and it comes down to this end and links to another pipe that comes along the back of the furnaces. So it will push fuel into the furnaces and at the same time fuel 2 lines of survivalist generators. Now these things last 25 minutes at 5 RF a tick for 1 piece of charcoal. So the 16 generators that I have here will completely max out a leadstone energy conduit at 80 RF a tick. So this is going to just make a huge amount of power. And basically all that I need to do now is get the tree production going. Now I finally got up to the 4 jungle saplings that I need to make a big jungle sapling, or a big jungle tree. And I've also turned the leaf shearing off on the harvester currently, because I just don't need as many saplings, or as many leaves as I was picking up. And I think we really ought to pick this stuff here up, because I don't want to have it interfere with the growth of the trees here. So we're gonna just see here. I don't think that will, well, here, let's that'll still be in the harvest zone of the harvester. The harvester harvests a 3x3 space, so it's these 3 blocks. Now with the tree right here, we shouldn't have any issue. So I just want to see if this tree can even grow in here, or if we are going to have to make the dome bigger in order to do this. Now, one thing that I did think about in putting those generators and furnaces in is getting them away from the surface of the ground here, so that we don't have the heat issues from the furnaces and generators. And that seemed to work pretty good, but it doesn't appear that this dome is tall enough for these trees. So that is unfortunate, but this spot right here, I know that I can grow a single tree, and yeah, it works great. And occasionally we get these Pam's Harvest Craft things show up, and if that one would have been within the range of the harvester, it would have harvested that as well. So that is one nice thing. Is this tree not going to grow? This is just annoying. There we go. So I've just been doing this, letting it harvest the stuff. So I was doing oak for a little while, and I had this barrel for the oak leaves. We have 27 stacks of oak leaves right now. I don't think that that's going to be an issue. We already have 10 jungle saplings. So as you can see, this really produces some leaves fast. And if we set up underneath this the fluid transposers and the barrel for the water bottles, we will have water production automated. The next thing that we need now, though, is a planter to automatically plant these saplings back. So we may have to take a look at what it's going to take to build that next. So I'm going to just get a little bit more trees done here, and then we'll take a look at that planter. Alright guys, well, just a couple of things here. First off, I have determined that these 2x2 jungle trees will grow inside of this dome. They are a little bit shorter, but they do work. But yeah, I've been getting a little bit of vines. I guess I already tossed them into my composting setup. And then also I built this sludge boiler to take care of the sludge from the harvester. And that has been giving us a little bit of sand, salt, gravel, dirt, and soul sand, which that's a good one. And I think we have a chance of getting a few other items from that boiler as well. Yeah, I don't know why I have no game sounds right now. That's kind of annoying, but yeah. So we should be able to get that nether quartz from this sludge boiler then, and this is just a byproduct anyway. And if we don't use it, it is wasted. So that's good. But anyway, I am out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And let me know if you're enjoying the series. If you have anything that you'd like me to look at, or anything that you see that I might have missed. But I will see you next time. Bye.